Now we join forces with Radio 1 in stereo as we go north of the border to the Apollo in Glasgow for a live concert with Blondie in The Old Grey Whistle Test.
To the second last on the far side. Silverbuck and Night Nurse again stride for stride, and both virtually impeccable at it. Then Bishop's Pawn, Ice Plant, Falls Road and Lord Greystoke as they come to the last ditch and the fourth last fence. And they both really stood back at that one. Night Nurse reached for it, but he got away with it. But Silverbuck has just got a lead of a length over him at the top turn now, and Ian Watkinson just gives the former champion hurdler a reminder there, but they're really racing and nothing's had a breather yet, and they're 10-15 lengths clear of the rest as they sweep round the top turn. Just about half a mile left to go, and it's Silverbuck who's really got the champion, the former champion, on the stretch now as they face up towards the third last, and under the whip again Night Nurse. Coming to the third last, and it's Tommy Carmody and Silverbuck making the most of his fine stamina. They're both over it, but Silverbuck's got a lead of 2 lengths, and they're a long way clear of Bishop's Pawn, and he in turn is a long way clear of Ice Plant as they race up towards the second last. And it's Silverbuck with the benefit of his race last week at Windsor, and he looks the stronger still, but Night Nurse is coming back at him as they come to the second last, and over it Silverbuck and Night Nurse, and the gap between them's diminished now. Ian Watkinson goes for his whip again. They're still clear of Bishop's Pawn as they race down towards the last. And now it's Night Nurse fighting his way back, and Tommy Comedy goes for his whip as they come to the last, virtually stride for stride. And it's Night Nurse, Silverbuck, they touch down together. Silverbuck pecked a little bit. They're well clear of Bishop's Pawn, and on the run in, a tremendous race on the far side. Night Nurse on the stand side, it's Silverbuck who looks the stronger with 150 yards to go. But Night Nurse is battling his way back on the far side. He won't give in with 100 yards to go, and they're both desperately tired now. And now it's Silverbuck, perhaps with the superior fitness, who strides away in the last 50 yards. What a race. Silverbuck wins it on the line. Night Nurse is second. Bishop's Pawn runs on to be third.
Bob going very well on Zongolero. He's ridden 21 winners this season, all but one of them in chases. Coming down to the fourth last now, Chumpson and Zongolero. And Parkhouse right there now on the far side. Parkhouse right with them. Zongolero on the near side, Parkhouse on the far side. Chumpson has lost a bit of ground as they come to the final ditch. It's Zongolero and Parkhouse, and they landed together. Malcolm Batters on the far side though, lost some ground there on Parkhouse, and now Zongolero, this hitherto luckless horse who's so often been second, comes to the second last with a commanding advantage, jumps it well clear, coming down to the last. Zongolero quickening well, looking as though he's really only got to jump it. Zongolero a long way clear of Parkhouse, Chumpson, Master Smudge, a new former at the final fence of the Mandarin Chase. Ears pricked, he jumps it deliberately and well. Parkhouse jumps it second, Chumpson jumps it third, then Master Smudge, a new formula, and here's Zongolero getting compensation for so many defeats in 1979, the runner-up in the National, racing away to win the Mandarin in great style from Chumpson and Master Smudge. And as he comes to the line, Zongolero wins the Mandarin. It's very close for second between Master Smudge and Chumpson, probably a photo between them. Parkhouse was fourth, and fifth was new formula, and pulled up was Scroggy. So there is the winner, Zongolero, 5-2.
new weapon down below. We're gonna go down and check it out.
All right, this is Mark 5. Right, what a shot.
Outstanding, red team, outstanding. Get your case of beer for that.
Pollardstown, Hikari from Pollardstown, then Armadi and Tom Norell. Behind Tom Norell comes Simone, and behind Simone is Forest Lodge. As they come now into the 7th flight, where Pollardstown and Hikari are joined in the lead by Badsworth Boy on the outside. These three clear from making ground rapidly Celtic Ride, but as they come round the final turn, and in Pollardstown the leader from Badsworth Boy, Celtic Ride has come up into 3rd, Hikari is 4th, coming down now towards the final flight of hurdles, and Pollardstown being strongly pressed on the inside by Celtic Ride. 1 flight left to jump. Pollardstown from Celtic Ride and Badsworth Boy. These are clear from Wait and See, coming now into the final flight, and it's Pollardstown just the leader. Pollardstown over first from Celtic Ride, who's going up to join him, and as they race for the line, there's nothing to choose between Pollardstown and Celtic Ride. Pollardstown now just asserting the mastery, approaching the line, and it's Pollardstown from Celtic Ride, and way back in 3rd is Badsworth Boy.
Third, number 38. Second, number 9. And third, number 5. Third, number 38, Pollardstown. Second, number 9, Celtic Ride. And third, number 5, Badsworth Boy.
I'm gonna have myself a real good time. I feel alive. And the world, I'll turn it inside out, yeah. I'm floating around in ecstasy, so don't stop me now. Don't stop me, 'cause I'm having a good time, having a good time. The shooting star leaping through the sky like a tiger, defying the laws of gravity. I'm a racing car passing by like Lady Godiva. I'm gonna go, 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 there's no stopping me. I'm burning through the sky, yeah. 200 degrees, just why they call me Mr. Fahrenheit. I'm traveling at the speed of light. I wanna make a supersonic man out of you. Don't stop me now. I'm having such a good time. I'm having a ball. Don't stop me now. If you wanna have a good time, just give me a call. Don't stop me, 'cause I'm having a good time. Don't stop me. Yes, I'm having a good time. I don't wanna stop.
And they're away. And Monksfield, the reigning champion, is the first to show. Monksfield from Kaibo and Beacon Light and Bird's Nest and Western Rose and Major Thompson and Connaught Ranger and Sea Pigeon within the law, and River Bell last as they come to the first of the 9 flights. And Monksfield lands in the lead from Beacon Light and Kaibo, with Western Rose pulling strongly over on the right of the picture with Bird's Nest upside him, and then the white face of Major Thompson showing on the far right. Just in behind them, Connaught Ranger. Sea Pigeon's tracking Beacon Light. Within the law is tracking Sea Pigeon and Kaibo, and River Bell is just the back marker as they come to the second. And it's little Monksfield in the lead. Monksfield from Beacon Light and Western Rose, and then Bird's Nest and Major Thompson, and Sea Pigeon and Kaibo and Connaught Ranger, and within the law and River Bell as they come up to the winning post on the first circuit in the champion hurdle with ears pricked. Monksfield in the lead from Beacon Light and Bird's Nest, then Sea Pigeon and Western Rose, Major Thompson, Kaibo, Connaught Ranger within the law, and River Bell, and really churning up this turf and not going a very strong pace at the moment as Desi Hughes takes them along on Monk's Field. From Bird's Nest on the inside of Beacon Light, then Western Rose, then Kaibo, then Major Thompson. Then on the near side, Connaught Ranger with Sea Pigeon within the lawn. River Bell is last, and over this one, the third. Monk's Field leads by a length and a half from Beacon Light and Western Rose, who jumps up there beautifully on the inside. Then comes Bird's Nest and Major Thompson and Kaibo and Connaught Ranger running strongly. Then Sea Pigeon, and behind Sea Pigeon is within the law, and finally River Bell, quite closely grouped as they run down the hill towards the fourth flight. Monk's Field and Desi Hughes trying to pick the better ground on the outside. Western Rose centre on the near side, Bird's Nest. Major Thompson right up with them, and then Connaught Ranger and Beacon Light. And then comes Kaibo, Sea Pigeon within the law, and last is River Bell. As they run down to the lowest part of the course now, the fifth flight, Monk's Field taking a very wide run on the outside towards the near side, Bird's Nest with Western Rose, Major Thompson, Beacon Light over on the outer with Kaibo also following him, and River Bell just the back marker, as they'll shortly swing left-handed. Monk's Field on the far side with four to jump, Bird's Nest, Western Rose and Major Thompson towards the near side, Beacon Light just in behind them, Connaught Ranger making ground with within the law, then comes Sea Pigeon, Kaibo and finally River Bell. As they come to the sixth of the 9 flights, Major Thompson and Monk's Field disputing it as they jump it, and Monk's Field, the better jump there, lands in the lead. From Beacon Light on the outside of Western Rose, then Kaibo coming there strongly in fourth, then within the laws right up with them, and then Connaught Ranger breathing down there next with Sea Pigeon at the top of the hill, and it's Monk's Field being pressed by Beacon Light, Kaibo. Sea Pigeon has now moved into fourth. Then on the inside it's Bird's Nest as they run downhill, and it's Monk's Field in the lead from Beacon Light. Sea Pigeon running strongly just in behind Monk's Field. Kaibo's coming there strongly on the far side. Within the laws well in touch. So's Bird's Nest on the inside with Major Thompson trying to fight his way back, and over the third last it was Monk's Field who landed in the lead from Kaibo in second. Then comes Beacon Light, then Sea Pigeon just in behind him, and then within the law. And they're coming down now to the second last in the champion hurdle, and it's Monk's Field in the lead from Kaibo on the far side, Beacon Light, Sea Pigeon, and within the law Monk's Field. Kaibo a faller there, Kaibo a faller at the second last, and they're coming to the home turn now, and it's little Monk's Field with Sea Pigeon coming very strongly to challenge him, and it's Sea Pigeon and Monk's Field together now from Beacon Light in third and within the law 4, and it's a repeat of last year with Sea Pigeon trying to get his revenge. Sea Pigeon jumps it in the lead from Monk's Field on the near side. It's Monk's Field on the near side, Sea Pigeon on the far side. There's nothing between them as they race up the hill. It's Monk's Field on the near side, Sea Pigeon on the far side. Monk's Field is just surging ahead. He's going to win it. Monk's Field wins it from Sea Pigeon. Monk's Field wins the champion hurdle from Sea Pigeon second. Beacon Light is third, and within the law 4 and 5 is Bird's Nest, and 6 is Connaught Ranger, 7 is Major Thompson, and 8 is Western Rose.
Silverback, Fighting Fit, Arable Boy and Farmland, these 6 a long way clear of Biscuit, and as they jump the third last, it's Master Smudge and Silverback from Sweet September. Then Farmland has moved into fourth. Fighting Fit made a mistake at that one, and as they come up to the second last, it's Master Smudge still in the lead from Silverback and Sweet September. 2 leaders together there. Master Smudge hit it, and it's Silverback and Master Smudge stride for stride. Master Smudge now showing in front again, and as they turn in the straight with 1 to jump, it's Master Smudge who's pretty well led throughout from Silverback, Sweet September, Farmland and Arable Boy, and as they jump the last, Master Smudge, Silverback, Sweet September, and as they race on up the hill towards the line, it's Master Smudge, Silverback, Sweet September on the far side, 100 yards to race, and it's Master Smudge who's led throughout from Silverback, Sweet September and Farmland.
Gaffer, Alberton and Royal Frolic as they go out into the country on the final circuit, and it's still Tide Cottage a long way clear with 10 to jump. Royal Mail is second, Strombolis is third, Gaffer 4, 5 Might Nurse, 6 is Alberton, 7 is Bourne Oaks, 8 Royal Frolic, 9 Aldeniti, 10 Casamayor, 11 Bittermanny, 12 Brown Laird, 13 Mighty's Honour, and running down to the next, the 13th, Tide Cottage, who's made every yard of the running, jumps it clear. Royal Mail jumped it second. Night Nurse made just a fraction of a mistake there. Alberton's travelling strongly in third. Strombolis on his outside. Gaffer right up there with him, the 7-year-old. Jumping the water, number 14. Tide Cottage a long way clear of Royal Mail second. Strombolis third. Alberton 4. Gaffer 5. Night Nurse 6. Royal Frolic 7. Coming to the 15th, the third ditch, Tide Cottage, a long way clear of Royal Mail second, Alberton third, Gaffer 4, 5 Strombolis, 6 Royal Frolic and 7 Night Nurse. Over the 16th, Tide Cottage, a long way clear of Royal Mail, Alberton, Gaffer, who didn't jump that too brilliantly. Behind him comes Strombolis. Behind Strombolis is Night Nurse and then Royal Frolic. It's hard to see anything else figuring as they come to the final ditch, 6 from home. Tide Cottage a very long way clear, jumps it very well clear. Royal Mail jumps it second, Alberton is third, Gaffer is fourth, Strombolis 5 and Royal Frolic 6. Night Nurse is losing ground. At the top of the hill, 5 out, and Tide Cottage jumps it a long way clear of Alberton in second and Royal Mail third, and these 3 are a long way clear, and Tide Cottage's lead is now being drastically reduced as they've got 4 left to jump in the Gold Cup, and it was Tide Cottage there from Alberton and Royal Mail, and these 3, bar a fall, have the 1979 Gold Cup between them. Alberton and John Joe O'Neill moved into second place to chase Tommy Carberry on Tide Cottage with Royal Mail third. At the third loss, Tide Cottage from Alberton second, Royal Mail is third, and the rest are virtually out of sight in the snow. So it's Tommy Carberry on Tide Cottage from John Joe O'Neill on Alberton. Royal Mail back in third, 2 fences left to jump in the 1979 Gold Cup, and it's Tide Cottage who's made every yard of the running so far, ridden by Tommy Carberry, being chased by John Joe O'Neill on Alberton with Royal Mail third. These are the only ones in it. Alberton's producing a great challenge. It's Tide Cottage from Alberton, and now as they race up towards the final fence in the Gold Cup, Tide Cottage and Alberton. Tide Cottage on the far side, Alberton on the near side. There's very little between them now. Tide Cottage lands in the lead. He's a faller. Tide Cottage is down at the last. Alberton is striding away to win the Gold Cup. Royal Mail has nearly fallen at the last, and Alberton and John Joe O'Neill stride away to win the 1979 Piper Champagne Cheltenham Gold Cup as they come to the line. Alberton wins it. Royal Mail is going to be second. It's going to be close for third between Casamayor and Aldaniti. Royal Mail is second. Aldaniti's putting in a tremendous run to try and wrest third place from Casamayor. It's a photo finish. Aldaniti just gets up to be third from Casamayor.
This shouldn't prove any problem. Whoa!
No, we don't stand off this next one as far as up.
Yes, it looks big.
It obviously looked bigger to Barony Fort than it did to me, but I wasn't to be deterred, and Mark Phillips was insistent that we go on. Going down to Beecher's, we measured on a lovely stride. Now, there is no greater feeling for a jockey, but for an eventer, it must be double the pleasure because it's so different. Captain Mark Phillips and Columbus did the Queen proud.
Quite close. Going a good clip now, all right. Monksfield, Tybo, Sea Pigeon and Western Rose. Monksfield nearest to us on the rail. Tybo on his far side. Sea Pigeon and Western Rose. Monksfield, slightly the quicker jumper there from Kaibo. Sea Pigeon and Western Rose, and not a lot between the quartet. Last on the far side, Monksfield, Kaibo, Western Rose and Sea Pigeon together as they swing left-handed. And once again, this long turn to the home stretch with Kaibo on the outside of Monksfield taking it up now. Kaibo from Monksfield, Western Rose has now gone third, Sea Pigeon 4, and a Bob Champion clearly setting out to test Monksfield's stamina to the full, and also to try and make the best possible use of the £5 concession he's getting from him. Colin Tinkler close on Western Rose, then still going well just in behind them, Sea Pigeon, and Kaibo coming over towards the stand side a little. Kaibo towards the left of the picture from Monksfield as they come down to the third last. It's Kaibo from Monksfield. Kaibo and Monksfield, then comes Sea Pigeon and Western Rose as they come down to the second last of the Colt Sigma hurdle. Kaibo towards the left, Monksfield towards the right, and over this one they landed together, absolutely in unison, with Sea Pigeon chasing them, and it's Kaibo on the near side, Monksfield on the far side. Little Monkey now has got the advantage as they come to the last, and over the last, Monksfield in the lead. Sea Pigeon has fallen there, Sea Pigeon has gone to the last, and it's Monksfield on the far side from Kaibo, but Monksfield's going to hold Kaibo cleverly as they race up towards the line. Little Monkey has done it again. This is his third triumph. He's getting a grand national reception from the crowd as he strides up to the line. Monksfield, the clear winner of the Colt Sigma hurdle. Second is Kaibo. Third will be Western Rose. And let me tell you quickly that Sea Pigeon has been remounted by John Joe O'Neill. He's hacking back now. Neither of them hurt. And in fact to qualify for fourth place after that last flight fall. Monksfield gets an immediate 9-4 quote from Ladbrokes for the 1980 champion hurdle. Here's the result of the Sigma hurdle. First, number 1, Monksfield, owned by Dr. Michael Mangan, trained by Des McDonough in Ireland, and ridden by Jesse Hughes. Second was number 3, Kaibo, owned by Mr. Isidore Kerman, trained by Josh Gibbon and ridden by Bob Champion. And third, number 6, Western Rose, owned by Mr. Ian Urquhart, trained by Fred Reinl and ridden by Colin Tinkler. And here's, and there it goes.
Will you be going to bed extra early on Saturday night?
No, definitely not. Oh, my wife told me yesterday about the clocks going forward.
And so you'll be doing that?
Well, the correct time to do it, I think, is at 2 a.m., isn't it, or 1 a.m.?
Will you go to bed and then
we will put
up?
it forward, yes.
Yes, the clocks go forward an hour. Is that right or not, or is it back?
Oh, putting the clocks forward, yes. Do you know why you should put the clocks forward?
1 hour, British summertime, starting. Gives one an extra hour of daylight.
Oh, what about the time?
Oh, yes, yes. Put the clocks forward. Forgot that.
It's pretty important.
It is really, yes. So we've got to go to work on Sunday, haven't we?
There's a very important thing that happens on Saturday. Do you have any idea?
Yes. Well, the Sunday morning, really. Turn the clocks back an hour.
The clock's back an hour?
Yes, we lose an hour's sleep, don't we? No, sorry, we put them forward on an hour. Yes, put them on an hour so that we go to the British summertime.
Do you find that difficult to remember?
Yes, I do. Yes.
Ah, put the clocks on. Ah, Saturday, isn't it? Put the clocks on.
So what are you going to do before you go to bed on Saturday?
Well, put the clocks back. On. Oh, on. That's right.
Well, you might be an hour behind everyone because there's something that happens on Saturday.
Oh, the clocks go forward now, yeah. 21st, I thought it went forward.
Will you go to bed later because of it?
No, probably the same time. Just normal time. We put the clock forward 1 hour.
Well, I always remember it's because you get an hour less in the summer in bed and an hour more in the winter.
Missile jumps it clear of Crystal Gazer in second place, and a very tired Mr. Gay is third, who has gone. Mr. Gay's gone, so there's only 2 left now. 2 left out of 15 starters, and Spartan Missile crosses the Melling Road with a clear lead over Crystal Gazer as we join Peter O'Sullivan.
Just these two, and no sign of anything else being remounted. Just 2 of the 15 who set out in the Hague Whiskey Hunters Chase, and it's Spartan Missile and 52-year-old John Thorne being chased by Stargazer and Mr. Colin G, and these are the only 2 left in it now, Spartan Missile and Crystal Gazer, as they come down to the second last. Spartan Missile with a commanding advantage over Crystal Gazer at the second last, with Spartan Missile trying to win it for the second year in succession. Coming to jumps it from Crystal Gazer, who's made quite a bit of ground from the third last to the second last, but has still got a lot to do to get on terms as Spartan Missile comes to the final fence now to jump it.
Spartan Missile jumps it 5 lengths, 6 lengths up on Crystal Gazer, and it's Spartan Missile, John, looking over his right shoulder on this horse that he bred, owns, trains, and is riding to a second triumph in the Hague Fox Hunters Chase, and trying to give him as easy a race as possible, maybe wondering at this very moment whether he's going to turn him out again on Saturday in the National. Really relishing it, the horse, striding up towards the line, the very comfortable winner, this great young hunter chaser, more than a hunter chaser, this 7-year-old Spartan Missile, the winner of the Hague Whiskey Hunter Chase. Crystal Gazer is second, and there's not another horse in.
Then Exhibit B and Majestic Touch and Rathlek and Arctic Ale as we rejoin John Hanmer.
And Majestic Touch a faller there with 4 to jump now. It's Killslave in the lead from Harland and Arctic Challenge. Then Arctic Ale, Abo, Exhibit B, Matty White, Rathlek, Siona Beltina and Sun and Air. That was the last ditch. Siona Beltina lost ground, and with 3 to jump, it's Killslave in the lead from Harland, Arctic Ale. Then Arctic Challenge, Exhibit B, Abo, then Rathlek, behind Rathlek, Matty White, then Sun and Air over the third last. This lot clear of Siona Beltina, and Born Oaks appears to be the only other one standing. But as they race to the Melling Road, it's Killslave from Arctic Ale, Harland, and then Sun and Air making ground over to Peter O'Sullivan.
Still Killslave and Arctic Ale together, with Sun and Air making good ground on the outside. Abo's only just in behind the leaders too. Then comes Harland. Just in behind them, Arctic Challenge. Matty White's right in the picture too. Just in behind them come Rathlek, Exhibit B. They're the only ones virtually left in the Topham Trophy now as they come down to the second last fence. Arctic Ale, Sun and Air, Abo being pressed by Killslave, but it's John Fowler on Arctic Ale just in the lead from Sun and Air and Abo on the outside, and then comes Killslave at the second last in the Topham. Arctic Ale and the sheepskin noseband lands just in the lead there from Sun and Air and Abo, and then comes Killslave just in behind him. This is the final fence now in the Topham Trophy, and it's Abo and Sun and Air coming to challenge Arctic Ale as they jump the last. Arctic Ale lands just in the lead from Abo. Abo gets away from the fence quicker, and it's Abo now from Arctic Ale. Then just in behind them, Sun and Air, and then Killslave. They're coming to the elbow, and it's Abo on the near side and Arctic Ale on the far side. Arctic Ale on the far side, Abo on the near side. There's very little between them now as they race into the closing stages. A furlong to run. Arctic Ale on the far side, Abo on the near side, and it's very little between them as they come to the line, and Arctic Ale just holding Abo as they come to the line, but Abo still putting in a tremendous challenge, but Arctic Ale is holding him, and at the line Arctic Ale wins it from Abo in second, and Southern Ale.
The canal turn, Churchtown Boy was also a faller after Beechers, but it's now Wagner from Rabstick on the outside. Rough and Tumble is third, Zongaleru fourth, then Royal Frolic in fifth. That's the order over there. Coolest all picked on landing, then Artistic Prince and the Bill Garlic, then there's a long gap back to Flitgrove, and then Red Earl, and then Lord Browndodd, and that's just about all there are as they jump Valentine's Brook, and all the leaders over Valentine's, with Wagner the leader from Rough and Tumble in second place, Zongaleru is third, then Rupstick in fourth, then a gap back to Royal Frolic and the Bill Garlic and Coolisall and Artistic Prince, and then a long gap back to Flitgrove as they jump the next, and we rejoin John Hanmer.
And Wagner in the lead as they come to the fourth from home, the last open ditch, but Zongaleru up with him. Just behind them comes Rubstick and Rough and Tumble and Coolish Hall and the Pilgarlic, and that was the fourth from home, and Coolish Hall has gone there, and with 3 to jump, it's Zongaleru just in the lead now from Wagner second, Rubstick third, then Rough and Tumble, the Pilgarlic, then Royal Frolic, but a long way back come the remainder, and at the third last, Zongaleru and Wagner took it together, Rubstick third, then comes Rough and Tumble, the Pilgarlic, and Royal Frolic, and I'm looking a long way back and I can't see anything else, and as they go across the Melling Road, it's Zongaleru, ridden by Bob Davis, who won it last year, still in the lead from Wagner, Rubstick, and Red Earls refused, and over to Peter O'Sullivan.
Yes, it's Zongaleru from Rubstick for Scotland. Then comes Wagner, and closing on them, or trying to close on them, are the Pilgarlic and Rough and Tumble, and these are virtually the only 5 left in it, although they're being chased by Royal Frolic now as they come down towards the second last fence in the National. And it's Bob Davies on Zongaleru, still being pressed by Rubstick. The Pilgarlic is finishing strongly, and so's Rough and Tumble. Wagner looks as though he's going to be pulled up. They're coming down to the second last now, and it's Zongaleru from Rubstick, the Pilgarlic and Rough and Tumble. They're the only 4 virtually left in it now. At the second last, they touched on almost together. Rough and Tumble on the far side, Zongaleru in its
Zongolero in the centre, and Rubstick who's weakening, and the Pill Garlic who's finishing strongly. They're coming down to the final fence in the National now. Rough and Tumble, John Frankham from Zongolero and Rubstick. Rough and Tumble lands in the lead from Zongolero and Rubstick. The Pill Garlic lands in fourth. They're racing towards the elbow, and it's Rough and Tumble in the lead from Zongolero second, Rubstick third. The Pill Garlic finishing strongly, and Rough and Tumble now weakening, and Zongolero putting in a tremendous run again, and Rubstick coming there from Scotland with his 16 Roseman. It's anybody's race as they race into the final furlong, and it's Rubstick on the near side with the advantage over Zongolero, the weakening Rough and Tumble as they race up towards the line. It's going to be a victory for Scotland. It's Rubstick from Zongolero in the National, and as they come to the line, Rubstick wins it. Second is Zongolero.
First time since 1929. It could be an English train victory, but Tide Cottage isn't done yet. Here they come to the last. Prince Rock is over. Tide Cottage is over alongside him, and they battle on, and Tide Cottage comes on now. Tide Cottage has taken the lead, and it's Tide Cottage coming down, and Tony Robinson pushing out for all he's worth, and back comes Prince Rock again with 100 yards to go. Tide Cottage holding on. He has held on. Tide Cottage has won. In second place is Prince Rock. Credit Card is third. In fourth place, Mr. Batnack. Then Smiling Jim, Paul's Turn, Great Dane, Desert Bloom, and Brendan's Road together. The Vintner. After that comes Sandpit, then Brown Lad, who just wasn't at the races, and these are the ones that have finished. Well, it looked odds on to me that Prince Rock was going to win it as they came to the last, but full marks to Tony Robinson. Okay, he may not have had the style of a Martin Maloney from the last fence home, but he got his horse going again and took up the running after the last and went on to win a most creditable victory indeed. An owner who a year ago was a very, very sick man has come back now to win the Irish National on his own horse, Tide Cottage, and compensate for that fall in the...
Between three of the best hurdlers in training. Bidding for a hat-trick in the race was the redoubtable Sea Pigeon, who started favourite at 6-5. He was opposed by Bird's Nest under a cloud at the beginning of the season, but who came back to winning form at Liverpool. Also in the field was Kaibo, considered unlucky at Cheltenham when falling at the second last. John Penny describes the finish of today's race.
And so they have two flights of hurdle to jump. Winter Melody, who's been disputing it with Kaibo on the inner. These two continue to make it as they come now toward the second last. Winter Melody with the noseband, Kaibo on the far side, and then comes Bird's Nest, Sea Pigeon and Crowstow. They've got about a quarter of a mile still to run, and Bird's Nest now is a danger, but it's Kaibo who's taking it up. They run now towards the final flight. Kaibo in the lead from Bird's Nest. Sea Pigeon also unleashing a run towards the stand side. This is the final flight, and it's Kaibo over in the lead, strongly pressed from Bird's Nest. Sea Pigeon trying hard to put in an attack, but it's Kaibo holding Bird's Nest, but Bird's Nest now taking up the advantage, and they've got about 100 yards still to go, and it's Bird's Nest in the lead from Kaibo on the far side. Sea Pigeon on the near side as they come up towards the line. Bird's Nest and Andy Turnell in victory in the Scottish champion hurdle.
And we apologise for the sound
past the winning post, a circle to go. 9 more fence in front of them. The next is the water. I'm a driver in the lead, being followed by Night Nurse. Tangle's brother with his white sleeves on the outside, Attack Money. Then comes Igloo Fire, and finally Sweet September. They go round the turn. I'm a driver in the lead by a half dozen lengths or so ahead of Night Nurse. Tangle's brother towards the outer. Sweet September. And so they now turn into the far straight. Mile and a quarter still to go. I'm a driver continues to lead from Night Nurse in second place, then Tack Money and Tangle's brother race together in third and fourth place. A gap out that to Igloo Fire, and bringing up the rear is Sweet September. And I'm a driver must be about 30 lengths in front of Sweet September, who's a back mark as he takes this one and goes through the top of it, but still has the advantage from Night Nurse in second place. Then comes Tack Money, Tangle's brother, Igloo Fire, and Sweet September. Another plain fence before the next open. And I'm a driver continues to make it from Night Nurse, Tack Money, Tangle's brother, Igloo Fire, and Sweet September, the back marker, and not jumping very well at this stage. Meanwhile, they're coming now to this open ditch, which is fence number 7. I'm a driver in the lead, followed over by Night Nurse, Tack Money, Tangle's brother, Igloo Fire, and finally Sweet September. 2 more fences on that far side to take. And Tommy Garvey really asked, and he's gone. He asked him to take off, and the horse didn't respond, and so he's down. That's left Night Nurse in the lead from Tack Money, Tangle's brother, gap then to Igloo Fire and Sweet September. They're coming now to the last on the far side. Night Nurse the leader now, from Tangle's Brother on the far side of Tack Money. Then there's a gap to Sweet September, who's just passed Igloo Fire. And so 5 runners left in it as they make the bottom turn. And it's John Joe Neal aboard Night Nurse in the lead. And then comes Ridley Lamb with Tangle's Brother, who's just in front of John Southern on Tack Money. And that group of 3, and then about 4 or 5 lengths clear of Sweet September, and then comes Igloo Fire. They have 3 to go. They're running now towards this plain fence. There's Night Nurse in the lead, and Tangle's Brother trying hard to peg back Night Nurse. And then comes Tack Money, that's the 1, 2, 3. Sweet September closing in on the leading 3 as they come to the third last, where Night Nurse is over in the lead. From Tangle's Brother, Tack Money, Sweet September, and Igloo Fire. 2 to go. This is an open ditch. Night Nurse comes to it in the lead from Tangle's Brother. He jumps it well. Tangle's Brother over in second. Then comes Tack Money and Sweet September. 1 to go. And Night Nurse is in the lead as they come now to this final fence in this London Northern Group Future Champion Novices Chase. Night Nurse the leader. Jumps it well. He's over safely from Tangle's Brother. Sweet September, Tack Money as they run up towards the line. Night Nurse being allowed to idle through and take this race by some 6 or 8 lengths ahead of Tangle's Brother. So at the line, Night Nurse in his Grand National, all the need who leads over it from Fairview. Then comes Fighting Fit, and Fighting Fit coming with a tremendous run on the near side. And Fighting Fit is now taking it up, and so with about 50 yards still to go, it's Fighting Fit. The Hope of Scotland has won it from Aldenity in second place, and over in third is Fairview. Quicker Penny and Ottaway, but it's Diamond-Age and also Master Smudge who touch down together, and so they're running now towards the final fence, and it's Master Smudge and Richard Hoare and Bill Smith on Diamond-Age. That's the leading 2 as they come now into the final fence. They take off together, but Diamond-Age has the advantage, and so they come now to the last furlong, and it's Diamond-Age holding Master Smudge, and both are under pressure, but Diamond-Age is holding. Master Smudge has been switched for a run on the far side. They come on towards the line, and Diamond-Age
goes the flag, and they're off, and Leafar's Wish comes out first, followed by Warmington, and at the moment Tromos, the odds-on favourite, is being held up last of the 3. New tactics being employed by Kipper Lynch, and at the moment he trails the other 2 by a couple of lengths or so. At the end of a furlong, racing over this Guineas course and distance, and it's Leafar's Wish nearest the camera that's in the lead from Warmington over on the far side, and bringing up the rear, the Guineas favourite, Tromos. They've covered 2 furlongs already, and Joe Mercer still has Leafar's Wish in the lead, followed by Brian Taylor on Warmington, and Kipper Lynch not letting the other 2 get out of sight on Tromos, who is just lobbing at the moment in very close touch indeed. They've already covered 3 furlongs, and it's still Leafar's Wish in the lead from Warmington, the outsider over on the far side. And still tracking this pair is Tromos, who of course concedes 7 pounds to both his opponents. Running now down towards the final half mile in this Craven Stakes. The order the same. Leafar's Wish 1, Warmington 2, Tromos getting closer third last. Back to John.
And Leafar's Wish still has the upper hand. Tromos going very well, now moves up to second. He overtakes Warmington. And so they pass the 3 furlong from home mark, and Tromos now being produced by Kipper Lynch on the outside. But Leafar's Wish is sticking to the lead, and they're coming past the bushes now on towards the final quarter mile, and it's Leafar's Wish who still just has the fractional advantage over Tromos, and Tromos is under pressure, and Leafar's Wish still has the advantage. They come now towards the final furlong, and this looks like to be the undoing of Tromos, because Leafar's Wish still holds him as they come now towards the final furlong, and it's Leafar's Wish going away from Tromos. He's opening up an advantage about 1, 2, 3 lengths maybe as they come up towards the line. Leafar's Wish is coming through to win it from Tromos in second place, and Warmington over in third place. And so this red-hot anti-post favourite for the 2,000 guinea Tromos has got turned over here at Newmarket by Leafar's Wish.
Joe Mercer on Chris. He goes into the number 8. Well, I think there's only 1 more to go, so let's take this chance to join Peter O'Sullivan.
Thank you, Jimmy. Yes, Young Generation to go. And he's in. It's Mr. Minstrel. Restive in the stalls. Appeals. But they're under orders. And they're away. And Mr. Minstrel breaks fast in the blinkers. Spot him third from the left of the picture. Bolide towards the far left. Hard Green on the far side. Haddon in between Mr. Minstrel and Hard Green. And it's Mr. Minstrel from Bolide. Hard Green. Chris just in behind Bolide. Then behind them come Haddon. Then Cruise Hill on the far side. Young Generation tucked in on the near side. That's the left of the picture running up the rail. And it's Bolide and Mr. Minstrel from Chris and Hard Green and Haddon. And then Young Generation as they race down now towards the half-mile mark in the Greenham. Mr. Minstrel from Bow Lead, Haddon, Hard Green on the outside. Chris just in behind the leaders. Young Generation is tracking Chris. Cruise Hills towards the outside. They're coming down towards the three-pole now, and as they do so, it's Mr. Minstrel being chased now by Chris in second and Hard Green third on the outside. Just in behind them, Bow Lead on the near side. Young Generation's making progress. Sanford's in behind the leaders. They're coming to the 2 mark now, and as they do so, it's Mr. Minstrel under pressure, and Chris taking it up now, but being chased by Young Generation. And it's Chris now from Young Generation as they race towards the furlong pole in the Greenham. Chris from Young Generation, Joe Mercer from Grebel-Starkey, and Young Generation putting in a great challenge on the far side. Chris on the near side, Young Generation on the far side. There's nothing between the two. Young Generation getting the upper hand on the far side, but Chris fighting back. And as they come towards the line, Chris is lengthening his stride like a good horse and striding away to win it comfortably. Chris wins it from Young Generation second, and Marquis Universal.
In 1971, Arsenal won the FA Cup, and in 1977, it was Manchester United. That supreme moment when the victorious captain raises the cup, well, it'll be with us again around 10 to 5 this coming Saturday. Before then, though, ITV's got a lot to offer.
Yes, indeed, Brian. We'll have our usual comprehensive build-up to the match with cameras at both of the team hotels. We'll also have a camera on the Manchester United coach for their journey to Wembley.
Plus, of course, pictures of the players as they get their first feel of the Wembley turf. And Brian Clough, who'll be joining me in the commentary box to add his opinions to our match coverage.
Our day, though, starts at 11:30 when we bring you gymnastics and the brilliant Russians attempting to dominate the European Championships. Big Daddy in the grudge match of the year, he challenges the man who baits the British, Canada's mighty John Quinn, in the tag match of the year.
It's not a bad lineup, is it? And I hope you'll join Dickie and me this Saturday at 11:30.
Left for Koppel. Thomas almost got a flick on, appeals for hands against Jordan, and McQueen! Gordon McQueen turned it in! United have scored with just under 4 minutes to go. The free kick taken on the right. Joe Jordan turned at the far post, and Gordon McQueen's left foot turned it in. And United are back with a chance. And he finally gets round to it. Everybody was waiting upfield, and they still are for United. Koppel. McElroy's through. McElroy's through. And McElroy has done it. What drama here. McElroy for United. It's 2-2. They've scored twice in a minute, and McElroy. Manchester United through and through, Sammy McElroy. He went round one. He went round two. He got the left foot to the ball. And it's 2 goals each. And for the first time in 13 years, a side has come back from 2 goals down in the FA Cup final. And Brian Greenough, the substitute, gets ready to play a part he never thought he'd get. McQueen, the scorer of the first, McElroy the second. And it's 2-2. There's a minute left on the clock. Brady for Arsenal. Right across, Sunderland! It's there! It's 3-2! Arsenal are back in front through Alan Sunderland. United have possibly thrown it away within seconds of getting it back. Terry Neal probably can't take it in at this moment because the supporters have just seen 3 quite dramatic minutes. Brady makes it possible. Riggs is on the left. The cross is delivered onto the far post. Bailey stretches and misses it. And in comes Sunderland to turn the ball over the line. What must they be thinking on the bench? Fred Street, the physio on the right, seems to know it's almost there. It is now. Arsenal have won the cup after one of the most dramatic last 5 minutes that Wembley has ever seen.
And in fact, Young Generation's the last of the 20 to be installed. Chris, now the blindfold's thrown off, and now we're just waiting. In fact, they're under starters orders, and they're on their way. So as they start to settle down, the early stages, Stan down the grade, who's the first to kick on from that city. For a Castle. Leifar's Wish showing right up there on the far side. On the near side, Matchless Dancer. Stand down just about the leader, but now disputing the running with Lake City. Then just in behind the leading two comes Town Sky. Leifar's Wish towards the far side. Matchless Dancer on the near side. Then comes Jeroboam. Jeroboam is then followed by Blue Refrain, and Chris is about the middle division. They run now towards the 5 furlong from home marker. Still Stand On in the lead from Lake City on the far side. Matchless Dancer. Then comes Town Sky. Town Sky is then followed by Leifar's Wish and Jeroboam towards the far side. Then also showing prominently on the near side is also Secret of Success, but they're running now towards the final half mile, and with Stand On the grey on the near side. Lake City on the far side is shooting it. It's over to the grandstand.
Well, they're now at halfway in the 2,000 guineas, and Stand On, who's made all so far, still right up there, but Lake City is almost level. Racing between these two is Town Sky, then comes Jeroboam just behind them. After Jeroboam on the near side comes Matchless Dancer, then right over on the near side is Tap on Wood, 3 furlongs to go, and up front still open looking race, but on the near side Tap on Wood coming strongly with the favourite Chris, and it's these two coming to challenge on the near side. Quadrophenia for France, racing past the bushes and downhill into the dip, and it's Tap on Wood and the favourite Chris from Quadrophenia. A wide open 3-cornered contest at the moment up front. Just behind them is Leifar's Wish coming strongly with Young Generation, but it's Chris and Tap on Wood coming to the distance. Tap on Wood on the near side of Chris, and here comes Young Generation on the near side. Quadrophenia back and forth, but it's Tap on Wood being pressed now by Young Generation, and racing up towards the line. It's Tap on Wood and Young Generation. Close home, Steve Cawthon wins the Guineas on Tap on Wood from Young Generation and Chris. A photo for second and third. 4 was Quadrophenia, then Leifar's Wish, followed by Hard Green Sayer, Blue Refrain. Then Jeroboam, Lake City, Barra Castle, Gaza. And the starters' orders, and they're away to the 1,000 guineas. And Munica was left 2 or 3 lengths at the start. And the first to show ahead is Galaxy Virgo. It's Galaxy Virgo and Sterlonia, the 2 leaders from Penny Blessing. Just after these comes the favourite 1 in a million. Then Pitasia for France and Cenerentola. And after Cenerentola comes Abbydale on the outside. Then Mary of Medina. Behind Mary of Medina is Ring Lady. They're going a tremendous pace. They've already covered 2 furlongs, and Queen to Conquer is now right up there with Sterlonia. Galaxy Virgo in 3rd place. Then comes Yanuka. Now 4 on the near side. 1 in a million is 5th as they run down towards the 5 furlong from home point in the Guineas. And the 2 leaders, both outsiders, Sterlonia and Queen to Conquer, still out there in front of Penny Blessing. Still towards the back markers at the moment are Ring Lady, Munica and Topsy. But as they come now on towards halfway in the Guineas with the noseband in front, Queen to Conquer, Sterlonia still there in second, but 1 in a million John is poised right behind them. And it's over to you now in the grandstand.
And Queen to Conquer still just has the upper hand, but only just from 1 in a million towards the centre. Sterlonia on the far side. They're making a run on the near side, Jubilee, and also Miss Sancia. They pass the 3 furlong from home marker, and Joe Mercer now presses the go button, and 1 in a million now takes it up. So 1 in a million now in the lead as they pass the bushes, being chased by Jubilee. Then comes Yuka, and then on the outside Lyric Dance. They have a quarter mile still to go, and it's 1 in a million still in the lead from Jubilee. Then comes Yuka, and on the far side Devon Diddy, on the near side Lyric Dance. But 1 in a million still has the advantage. They come past the final furlong marker, and it's 1 in a million in the lead from Jubilee. Yanuka trying hard to get on terms, so too is Devon Diddy, but it's all over. 1 in a million is in the lead, and finishing past on the near side Abbydale. They come toward the line. 1 in a million is the winner from Abbydale. Yanuka, Topsy finishes 4th in front of Devon Diddy. Jubilee comes next, then comes Patasia, and the last one over the line, one of the early leaders, on Troy on the near side, just about the leader from Tour Diamonds on the far side, and these two are then being chased by Donegal Prince. They run now towards the final furlong. It's Tour Diamonds on the far side, Troy on the near side. There's a little choose between them, but Tour Diamonds now the fractional leader, and Troy on the near side. They've got about 100 yards still to go, and it's still very, very near indeed as they come towards the line. Troy
with now just a handful of hours left before you know if you've made the right choice.
It's always it always has been a bad trip to get to the Derby. I've known when I've had to get out and run the last mile because it's just been impossible to get the car through. In 1957 I rode Propeller. I've always thought was the biggest certainty I've ever ridden in the Derby.
He is, he's one of the best. He's going to win the Derby today.
So I've who gave me a great ride. The best of the horses that I've won the Derby on.
I should have a 10 on him in a minute.
And then after that came the Jinky. On the day of the Derby, he was a super horse. Just around that time, you know, I think he was unbeatable.
We're all pigeon men, yes.
And now we come to this one.
So late after they're waiting. No photographs, please. What about?
Well, I'm not a horseman, but I bet on him because he wins, that's why.
Okay, I think there's about 5 or 6 horses that have a very good chance. On form, you know, there's not much between them. There's Troy, Elamanamo, Tap on Wood, Leafar's Wish, and probably Nolino. There's not a lot to choose between those 5 horses, I suppose, 5 or 6 horses. It is a great honour to be riding Milford for the Queen, especially in this 200.
6th of June, 1979. Just about it. They're all installed for the 200th Derby. Down to orders and they're away. And a very quick break by Accomplice in the centre. And Accomplice is one of the first to show. On the near side, Leafard's Wish, and it's Leafard's Wish going up to join Accomplice. Northern Baby on the outside. Two of Diamonds and Crackerbarrel are both right up with them, and then comes Hard Green. And it's Leafard's Wish in the lead now. From Accomplice on the far side, then Crackerbarrel and Hard Green, and then comes Lascar Floco, Two of Diamonds. Milford on the far side with Northern Baby for France. Then comes Dickens Hill on the inner. Then just in behind them come Lake City. Behind Lake City is Son of Love. Then moving up on the outside is Noelino. Looking back to the back marker, it's Chetin Kaya who's last. Just in front of him is Leo de Grance. And it's Leafard's Wish still. Behind them, Elamanamo, and then comes Troy. Behind Troy is Crackerbarrel. They're coming to the turn now. And it's Leafard's Wish being pressed by Milford. Then comes Noelino. Behind Noelino is Accomplice, and then Northern Baby, then Man of Vision, then Dickens Hill making ground. Behind Dickens Hill is Lake City. Behind Lake City is Hard Green. They're into the straight now with 3 furlongs to run in the Derby, and it's Leafard's Wish being chased by the Royal Coat Milford. Then comes Northern Baby. Dickens Hill is unleashing a run towards the stand side, but it's Leafard's Wish still from Northern Baby now going second. Dickens Hill coming down on the stand side for Ireland. Elamana moves, making a good run. So's Troy. They're coming down the furlong pole. Where is Leafard's Wish being pressed by Troy, who takes it up now. Willie Carlton storms to the front on Troy now. And Willie's striding away now to win the Derby. Troy's going to win the Derby easily. Dickens Hill will be second as they come to the line. Troy has won the 200th Derby. Dickens Hill is second. Northern Baby is third, and Elamana move 4. Behind them, Hard Green and Leafard's Wish and Man of Vision and Crackerbarrel. With faultless timing, the 200th running produced a European champion and the widest official margin of victory since 1925.
the wide outside. Dickens Hill along the inside, and Troy is under pressure as the Bart remains up there in front, but here comes Troy. He's coming up and he's run on the outside. He's sailed past a lot of them. He's racing down to the last furlong, and Troy is coming away. It's Troy now, and running out to be second is Dickens Hill, but it's Troy out in front. It's not going to be 7 lengths, I think, but it is Troy, and a brilliant performance. Dickens Hill is in second, a great win for Troy. Dickens Hill is second. It's close with the third between Scorpio and Bohemian Grove, who's on the far side in a photo. Then comes the Bart, Glasgow Floco, Fabulous Dancer, then Ballybog and Prince, and last of all is Riverdon. Hail Troy! There's no doubt whatever that Troy proved himself a horse of horses here today. And as he goes past the post...
And now it's Flying Waiter from Buckskin in second. Then comes Shangamuzo. Lester Piggott is making his move on Lamas. They're past the 6 marker now. Still Flying Waiter from Buckskin in second. Then Lamas and Shangamuzo, Arapahoe and Prairie Snoopy, the challenger from Germany, has dropped right back to last place. They're just passing the 5 furlong marker now in the Gold Cup, and it's Flying Waiter from Buckskin. Arapahoe coming back there alongside Lamas. Shangamuzo holding his place on the inside. Prairie Snoopy almost tailed off now at this blistering gallop, and they're racing towards the home turn in the Gold Cup, and as they do so, it's Buckskin who comes now to take it up from Flying Waiter, being chased by Steve Cawthon on Arapahoe. Then comes Lester Piggott on Lamas. Then Shangamuzo is losing ground. They're turning into the home stretch now, and it's Joe Mercer on Buckskin being pressed by Steve Cawthon on Arapahoe. Then comes Lamas. They're coming down to the 2 furlong pole in the Gold Cup, and it's Buckskin being pressed by his stable companion now, Lamas. And it's Lamas now who takes it up from Buckskin. Lamas on the near side, Buckskin on the far side, the 2 stable companions. Lester Piggott bidding for his 9th Gold Cup on the near side. Joe Mercer on the far side of Buckskin. Looks as though he's accepted it. Lester is going to storm to his 9th victory in the Gold Cup. It's Lamas going away from his stable companion Buckskin as they come up towards the line. Lamas wins the 1979 Ascot Gold Cup. Buckskin is second. Third is Arapahoe. 4 is Shangamuzo, 5 is Flying Waiter, and 6 is Prairie.
There are rather mixed feelings about the outcome.
I have really, yes. In fact, in some ways, it's a very sad day for me, really, because I sort of, having got Buckskin there, again beating myself, but they're 2 different horses, 2 different owners, and it's not charity. And
how did you feel about Buckskin's running?
He ran fantastic, but I mean the ground was firm and he was changing his legs, and that's what really cost him the race.
Yeah.
But his leg has deteriorated so much. I thought it was very touch and go whether he got round.
Yeah.
And there was only 1 Gold Cup, and the other horse was entitled to take his chance. I knew if Buckskin faltered, the other horse would win, but I wanted it the other way.
Starting to make the long turn round into the straight, 3.5 furlongs to race. Alert with Mr. Neal on the outside, then Poveros on the inside of Chris, and Young Generation in 5th. Into the straight, 2.5 furlongs to race. Alert, Mr. Neal, Chris on the outside, followed closely by Young Generation. Into the final quarter mile, Alert, Chris, Young Generation. These 3 coming away from Mr. Neal and Poveros. As they race towards the final furlong, it's Chris from Young Generation on the outside. As they race in the final furlong, Chris on the rails, Young Generation. As they race on towards the line, it's Chris holding Young Generation. As they come up towards the line, Chris winning from Young Generation, Alert and Poveros.
ألوش وضع الحريم كلام ما
Some student.
Yeah. Hunt for it! Take him out, John.
I guess you're not one of those cops who directs traffic to Trafalgar Square.
That's it, all in and now all out of the stalls, with 10 furlongs to travel in the Eclipse, and the first to show ahead is Crimson Bow. It's Crimson Bow setting a scorching pace to the 1 filly in the field, Swiss Maid. She shows second. In third for France is Northern Baby, 4 Borzoi, 5 for Ireland, Dickens Hill, 6 is Effulgence, and 7th and last, the ex-Italian Cold Stone. They've already almost covered a quarter of a mile, and it's Crimson Bow who didn't take part in the parade. He leads from Swiss Maid 2, Northern Baby still 3, then Borzoi 4, Dickens Hill 5, Effulgence 6, and Stone still the whipper in, last of the 7 as they continue their journey halfway down the far straight. And Crimson Bow's increased his lead. He's a good 3 lengths clear now of Swiss Maid remaining second. Still showing third is Northern Baby. That one there being sent up by Philippe Paquet now to take over second place from Swiss Maid. Then comes Dickens Hill, who's making ground from the rear. The last 3 now are Borzoi, Effulgence, and finally still Stone. Just about 6 furlongs to go now as they swing right-handed out of the back straight, and Jeff Baxter keeps Crimson Bow up to his work. He leads still in the Eclipse from Northern Baby second, then Dickens Hill and Swiss Maid together in third and fourth. 5 is still Borzoi, 6 Effulgence, and now they come to halfway in the Coral Eclipse Stakes and start swinging for home now, where Crimson Bow continues to lead from Northern Baby second. Then comes Dickens Hill and Swiss Maid, who's lost her pitch on the inside. Borzoi making good ground towards the outside. Swiss Maid is going backwards really fast now, and she's now last of all. She's not wanting to know about it here today. Coming to the last 2.5, and it's Crimson Bow being pressed now by the foreign raiders, Northern Baby and Dickens Hill. Then comes Borzoi. Stone making good ground on the inside, then Effulgence. Swiss Maid is going to finish last of all, running to the final furlong and a half. And here on the outside comes Dickens Hill for Ireland. It looks like an Irish win as Dickens Hill comes through to take over from Crimson Bow. Then Northern Baby and Stone inside the final half furlong in the 1979 Eclipse Stakes. And for Ireland, it's Dickens Hill from Crimson Bow. Northern Baby at the line. Dickens Hill the winner. Crimson Bow is second. Northern Baby third. Stone is fourth. 5 Borzoi, 6 Effulgence, and still to pass the line, she's coming in at a hand canter. Swiss Maid, the greatest disappointment.
The straight, taking the lead from Nicholas Bill.
And it's Warolino in the lead. They've got 3 furlongs left to go in the Coral Northumberland Plate. Warolino in the lead, but Nicholas Bill, the challenger. Totawar has come through into third place. They've got 2.5 furlongs to go, and it's Warolino from Nicholas Bill and Totawar. Then Arapaho making up late ground is Meistersing, and they've got a furlong and a half to race. And here comes Nicholas Bill quickening the pace on the outside of Warolino. Nicholas Bill comes through to take it up from Warolino, but Totawar responding to pressure inside the final furlong, and it's Nicholas Bill holding on, but Totawar coming with a well-timed late challenge well inside the final half furlong, and Totawar comes through to take it up at the line. He goes to the post, a length up the lead. Totawar is the winner. Nicholas Bill is second. Warolino is third. Sea Pigeon is fourth. A gap then to Meistersinger in fifth place. Arapaho disappointing sixth. Behind Arapaho came Olympios, and behind Olympios came Eastern Spring. Behind Eastern Spring, Amirian. Ancient Britain, the early leader, was last but one, and last of all in this Coral Northumberland Plate was Chateau Royal.
Comes Troy, and then Swiss Maid, then Gamersen. Behind Gamersen, or on the outside of Gamersen, brother is Elamanamu, and then Blolshen, and going a good pace down towards Swinley Bottom. Road to Glory, the pacemaker for Troy, about 2 to 3 lengths clear now of Telescopico. Then comes Troy back in third, then Swiss Maid, then Elamanamu, then Gamersen, and finally Blolshen. Still Road to Glory making it, and Brown Proctor, his first ride in the King George and Queen Elizabeth Diamond Stakes, making it a good pace from Telescopico. Elamanamu now goes third, Troy is 4, Swiss Maid is 5, and Gamersen 6 and 7, and last is Blolshen, and they're just coming up to the mile pole. Road to Glory in the lead from Telescopico and Elamanamu. Then Troy, then Swiss Maid, then Gamersen, and then Blolshen. They're racing towards the 7 marker now, and it's still Road to Glory from Telescopico, then Elamanamu, then Troy, then Swiss Maid, then Gamersen, and then comes Blolshen. And they're passing the 7 mark now, making towards the 6, and it's still Road to Glory in the lead from Telescopico and Elamanamu. Then Troy, behind Troy comes Swiss Maid, then Gamersen on the inside, going smoothly, and last is Blolshen. They're coming past the 6 marker now, and it's still Road to Glory by 2 lengths from Telescopico, who has a 2.5 length advantage over Elamanamu, who's 2 lengths up on Troy, who's a length and a half up on Swiss Maid. Then comes Gamersen and Blolshen, and they're passing the 5 marker now, and it's still Road to Glory in the lead. From in second place, Telescopico, then comes Elamanamu, then Troy, behind Troy is Swiss Maid, then Gamersen making a little ground on the inside, and then comes Blolshen, who's last, but they're grouping as they come to the home turn now, and well inside the final half mile. It's Road to Glory from Telescopico. Then comes Elamanamu, then Troy making ground towards the outside, then Longchamp and Swiss Maid and Game of Sen as they turn for home now, and it's still Road to Glory, the pacemaker in the lead from Telescopico, Troy and Elamanamu, and Swiss Maid nearly lost her footing there around the home turn. It's still Road to Glory in the lead, but Elamanamu coming to challenge, and Troy on the right of the picture being traced by Game of Sen. They're coming down now to the furlong pole, and it's Elamanamu being challenged by Troy and Elamanamu. Then comes Game of Sen for France as they race to the inside the final furlong. It's Troy who's taken it up now from Elamanamu, with Game of Sen putting in a great challenge towards the stand side, but it's Troy and Willie Castle striding up to victory towards the line. They're being pressed by Game of Sen, but they've got it sewn up, and Troy has won it from Game of Sen second and Elamanamu third. Fourth was Longchamp, behind him came Telescopico and Road to Glory, and Swiss Maid was last, and so the result of the 29th running of the King George VI.
And it's Thatching by 2 lengths from Crease, then Swiss Maid, then Alert and Wethnan and Inshallah as they race to the top of the hill. Thatching in the lead from Crease second, Swiss Maid is third and Alert 4, Spence Bay 5, Wethnan 6 and 7 is Inshallah, and they're running downhill, and Lester Piggott taking him along at a very good clip too on Thatching from Crease in second. Then comes Swiss Maid, then Spence Bay a little bit towards the outside, and then Alert and Wethnan, and finally Inshallah in the straight and racing towards the 3 furlong marker in the Sussex Stakes. And it's Thatching from Crease and Swiss Maid, and then Spence Bay just in behind them. Wethnan tracking Crease, Alert tracking Thatching, Inshallah the back marker, the 7. They're coming down to the 2 marker now, and it's Thatching being pressed by Crease, the 4-year-old and the 3-year-old. Swiss Maid in behind him, and Spence Bay coming there towards the right of the picture, and Thatching under pressure now, and it's Crease who takes it up. Crease and Joe Mercer taking it up now from Thatching. Then comes Swiss Maid, and then Spence Bay towards the stand side. It's Crease now from Thatching, Swiss Maid and Spence Bay, and Crease lengthening his stride, and he's coming away to win this comfortably. Crease putting up a tremendous performance now as they race up towards the line. Crease is well clear of Swiss Maid in second, and as they come to the line, it's Crease who wins it. Swiss Maid is second, Alert and Spence Bay are next, and then comes Wethnan. Behind Wethnan is Inshallah, and Thatching is last. He did not get the trip, emphatically did not do so, and so the result of the Sussex Stakes is first number 7, Crease, owned by Lord Howard de Walden, trained by Henry. Lamas is under pressure, but running on very strongly and powerfully still, and he's really stretched him now, and he's coming to the furlong pole. He's really opened up now. This is classic style. A Rapper horse has gone second. Nicholas Bill is third. He's coming into the final furlong, the winner, and the winner, I've called him already, cannot possibly be otherwise. It's Lamas striding away now to emulate Erimo Hawk, Gladness and Elizabeth, and to do it comfortably in the end. And Joe Mercer eases him at the line. Lamas is the winner from a Rapper horse second. Nicholas Bill is third.
Quadrophenia, the major musical statement about an angry generation, is now a motion picture for every generation. Quadrophenia, for everyone who was ever convinced he was right because the world was wrong. Just because we get around.
I'll tell you what's wrong with you. You're schizophrenic, that's what you are.
What's that then, eh?
What's that? I'll tell you what that is. Bloody split personality.
Inside, outside. Leave me alone. Inside, outside. Nowhere is home. Inside, outside. Where have I been? Out of my brain on the fire. Yeah, I'll tell you what you can do with your job. And all that other rubbish you can stuff right up your ass. Can you see the real me? Can you? Can you see the real me? Can you? Oh, yeah!
Quadrophenia, the Who's triumphant answer to indifference. The movie the music's been waiting for.
Possibly the most popular horse in Yorkshire, Sea Pigeon, one of the most popular nationwide in the Ebor, 10 stone. The week before, John Joe O'Neill, who had the ride, had broken 3 toes in a racecourse scrape against the rail, but his medical book didn't say which foot it was. So John Joe, not being stupid, turns up here, shows the course doctor his good foot, and he's passed to ride. About 10 or 15 yards from the finish, titanic finish between Sea Pigeon and Donegal Prince, John Joe drops his hands, and they go past the post like this. The whole of Yorkshire is agog and awaiting the result of this photo. And I remember standing by the old winners' enclosure, like everyone else, straining my ears to hear whether number 1 had won it, and it seemed to take an absolute eternity. And when the result came through, the place utterly erupted. The whole place went bonkers, and people were running from all corners of the racecourse to welcome back the Yorkshire hero Sea Pigeon. It was one of the greatest flat handicaps I've ever seen. Champion hurdler, been just out the frame in the Derby when he was a 3-year-old. He was a miracle horse, difficult ride, massive turn of foot, heart as big as a house.
All installed, under orders, underway. Foberos breaks fast, Radetzky faster still, and Bolide faster than the 3, than the 2, and Bolide is going on in his blinkers. Willie Carson trying to win this for the 5th time in 6 years. Bolide is clear of Radetzky, Foberos and Chris in 4th, then Jellaby, then comes Baptism and finally Skyliner, and it's Bolide from Radetzky. Chris making ground on the outside. Foberos back in 4th now. 5 is Baptism, 6 and 7 are Jellaby and Skyliner, and it's Bolide from Radetzky on the inside of Chris. Behind Chris is Foberos, then Baptism. They're past the 5 marker, then Jellaby, then Skyliner. They're going a pretty good pace too, and it's Bolide in the lead from Radetzky on the inside of Chris. Then comes a little gap to Foberos, and then Baptism, and then Jellaby, and on the outside of Jellaby is Skyliner, and they're racing to the home term already in the Queen Elizabeth II Stakes, and it's Bolide in the lead from Chris in 2nd place. Then comes Radetzky. Behind Radetzky is Foberos. Baptism making little ground towards the outside now around the turn. Jellaby on the inner, Skyliner still last, and into the home straight, and Joe Mercer looks over his left shoulder to see where the dangers are. He's got the lead beat already, and Chris storms to the front at the 2 furlong pole, and it's Chris and Joe Mercer now from Foberos and Lester Piggott on Baptism as they race down to the furlong pole in the Queen Elizabeth II Stakes, and it's Chris in the lead, clear of Foberos in 2nd, then Baptism and Radetzky and Bolide, and Chris lengthening his stride and getting a great reception from the crowd already. Here comes another one for Joe Mercer. Chris 6 turning his winning sequence, going to win it in tremendous style, strides up to the line, 4 to 5 lengths clear. Chris wins the Queen Elizabeth II Stakes, and Foberos is 2nd and Jellaby 3rd. Radetzky and Baptism are next, followed by Bolide and then Skyliner, and so the result of the Queen Elizabeth II Stakes. First, number 3, Chris, owned by Lord Howard of Walden, trained by Henry Cecil and ridden by Joe. And they're coming to the home turn now, and as they do so, it's Appleby Park. Appleby Park from Hyde the Key in 2nd, then on the outside VL with Trevita, and then Sharp Caston in the centre of that group, and VL coming there strongly now on the stand side. Appleby Park over on the far side, Sharp Caston in the centre, and it's VL and Steve Corson on the near side, from Lester Piggott and Sharp Caston over on the far side. Quick as Lightning is improving well, but as they race into the final furlong, it's VL and Steve Corson now from Quick as Lightning, who's coming to challenge in 2nd, and it's VL now from Quick as Lightning putting in a great challenge. VL just holding Quick as Lightning as they come to the line, but Quick as Lightning beginning to get up as they come to the line. Quick as Lightning wins it from VL in 2nd.
Well, Jimmy, she was a filly that got jockeys into trouble. That wasn't a happy ride for Steve, was it?
Not really, Julian. And Steve was just beginning to adapt to our method of riding and also our method of training horses. And when he let this filly down, as we'll see here, she has to come very wide round her field. And she's a pretty inexperienced sort of 2-year-old, and she's got the centre of the course to run down. And as Steve gets at her to go and win a race here, and she duly obliges, she finds that 2nd gear like a good filly. But Steve, as I say, hadn't quite got the art of picking a horse up and getting them to run straight. In fact, you can see in a moment that VL starts to wander left, and in a moment she starts to wander right. Steve doesn't really put his stick down and pick her together like he can do now. There you can see he looks over his right shoulder, gives her a spang in to straighten her up, but in fact she runs into the stick here, and she can't withstand the late challenge of the filly on her near side. But Steve, you can see there, is beginning to adapt. He's got that lovely style where he gets far deep down into this filly, and he's getting a run out of her. But I think that day she came in for a lot of criticism, but apart from wandering left and right, I don't think the filly really would have beat the winner that day, because I think she'd come to the end of her tether, but you did very
that's a
sad.
matter of opinion.
Flashy Boy with Roller Coaster also, then comes Born Oaks and the Grey Man Alive as they run down the hill with 3 fences left to jump in the 1979 and 20th Mackeson Gold Cup, and it's the Snipe in the lead from Bishop's Pawn. Bishop's Pawn and the Snipe together. Roller Coaster coming there strongly. Flashy Boy still well in the picture on the outside. Man Alive trying to get back into contention. Even Melody's holding his place as they come down to the third last. And it's Bishop's Pawn, Roller Coaster and Flashy Boy and the Snipe. And not a lot between that quartet. Even Melody is next and Man Alive is still making good progress. The Grey on the inside. As they come down now to the second last, it's Roller Coaster and Oliver Sherwood with the Snipe on the inside. Flashy Boy on the outer. Then comes Bishop's Pawn and then Man Alive. Then Even Melody, and they're all safely over that and rounding the home turn now and levelling up for the final fence in the Mackeson. As they round the home turn, it's Man Alive who comes there powerfully on the inside to take it up, the Grey. And it's Man Alive now as they come down to the last from the Snipe. There's little between the two. Then comes Flashy Boy and Roller Coaster. This is the final fence, the Snipe and Man Alive. The Snipe on the near side, Man Alive over on the far side. They touch down together. The Snipe and Man Alive from Roller Coaster, and it's the Snipe on the near side, Man Alive on the far side. Roller Coaster back in third as they race into the closing stages. Man Alive on the far side from the Snipe. There's nothing between the two as they race up towards the line. Man Alive is just forging ahead. He's going to win it. Man Alive just wins it, probably in a photo from the Snipe, and Roller Coaster third, and Flashy Boy and Even Melody. Relegate him to fourth place. John Joe fancies that Hikari's got a commanding enough advantage now. He's going to get a bit nearer to him as Hikari jumps there about 8 lengths clear of Sea Pigeon going second. 3 left to jump. Capers Lad and Beacon Light, the back marker of the quartet now, as they race round the home turn with 3 flights left to jump in this William Hill hurdle. And it's Hikari from Sea Pigeon, Beacon Light and Capers Lad. Coming down to the third last now. Hikari from Sea Pigeon, Beacon Light and Capers Lad. Hikari jumps it for, oh, and Sea Pigeon's gone. Sea Pigeon a faller at the third last. It is left Hikari clear of Beacon Light. Hikari jumped it badly. Beacon Light not making much progress on him though. Capers Lad trying to get back into the firing line. John Joe O'Neill up on his feet all right. So is Sea Pigeon. Hikari jumped that well clear though. Beacon Light in second. Then comes Capers Lad. And they're coming down now towards the final flight. And it's Hikari from Beacon Light and Capers Lad now as they come to the last. Hikari from Beacon Light. Beacon Light getting a slap down the shoulder from Andy Turnell. He's not making a lot of progress on the leader as they come to the final flight now. Hikari going to jump it in the lead from Capers Lad on the far side. Beacon Light jumps it third. And it's Hikari being pressed now by Capers Lad. Capers Lad on the far side of Hikari. Hikari on the near side. Capers Lad on the far side as they race into the closing stages of this William Hill hurdle. It's Hikari from Capers Lad. Very little between the two. Capers Lad on the far side. Hikari on the near side. It's going to be a photo in the end. Capers Lad on the far side and Hikari on the near side. It's a photo between the two with Beacon Light in third place. And looking down to this flight now where Sea Pigeon fell, he's being hacked back by John Joe O'Neill. So they've suffered no harm. John Joe was quickly on his feet. For a moment the ill horse lay there winded, but he's all right. There he is jogging back, and a very, very close finish between Hikari on the near side and Capers Lad on the fast.
2 miles and half a furlong, and it's Flying Diplomat, the first to show from Bird's Nest, this dual winner, racing in second place and followed by the rank outside of Pinero. Then come Handicap, and finally the horse who won this race last year, that's of course Sea Pigeon. Still running towards the first flight. They're going no pace at all, the pace being set by Flying Diplomat with the white sleeves and white sash. And then come in the red and white quarter colours Bird's Nest, followed by the one with the white epaulets and cap, that's Pinero. Then the hoop sleeves of Handicap, and finally the red, well-known tartan colours, red sleeves and cap of Sea Pigeon. Running up now towards the winning post for the first time. A field of 5 closely grouped together, headed still by Flying Diplomat. From Bird's Nest second, Pinero third, Handicap fourth, and Sea Pigeon fifth. A complete circuit to go now, and it's still Flying Diplomat by a couple of lengths from Bird's Nest in second, then Pinero and Handicap together, and still being held up at the rear of the field is Sea Pigeon. Running now left-handed and downhill with Alan Dickman aboard Flying Diplomat, continuing to dictate the pace at the moment ahead of Andy Turnell in second on Bird's Nest, Andy, who got to the course pretty early this morning. I saw him running round it, in fact, wearing a tracksuit. He remained second with Bird's Nest, then come Pinero, Handicap, and still last of the quintet is Sea Pigeon. Making their way to the next flight, and it's still Flying Diplomat, who's made all the running so far, coming to jump it ahead of Bird's Nest over in second. Bird's Nest making his seasonal reappearance. Then on the outside is Handicap, next comes Pinero, and still just tucked in last is Sea Pigeon. At this next flight of hurdles, Flying Diplomat jumps it 1, Bird's Nest 2, Pinero now 3, Handicap 4, and Sea Pigeon 5. About to make the turn into the far straight, and still no change in the order. They've remained virtually the same from the outset. That's to say it's still Flying Diplomat who's showing ahead of Bird's Nest second, Pinero third, and then flying on the outside Handicap and Sea Pigeon. Into the far straight now and running towards the fourth flight of hurdles. Racing to this one now with still in front Flying Diplomat, Bird's Nest remaining second by a length and a half. In third is Pinero, but only just because Sea Pigeon's making a move now. And as they come now halfway into the next flight, it's now Bird's Nest who's ranged up alongside Flying Diplomat. In fact, it's Bird's Nest now who's gone on for the first time. So Bird's Nest in the lead as they pass halfway in this bellway fighting fifth hurdle. Flying Diplomat in second place, Sea Pigeon full of running going up on the inside of Handicap, and just relegated to, last of all, the 100-to-1 outsider, Pinero. Bird's Nest leads from Flying Diplomat second, Sea Pigeon third, Handicap fourth, Pinero fifth. All 5 in your picture and beginning to bunch up now as they come towards the next, which will be the last over on the far side of the course. And it's Bird's Nest by a length and a half from Flying Diplomat and Sea Pigeon. Sea Pigeon jumped that in second. Then in fourth comes Pinero, and still last to the 5 is Handicap as they near the final 5 furlongs now of the fighting fifth. And now it's the big 2 who are drawing away from the others. Bird's Nest seeking to win it for the 3rd time. Sea Pigeon for the second. It's Bird's Nest in the lead. Sea Pigeon in second. And this could, in fact, play into the hands of Sea Pigeon because Bird's Nest has the lead. Sea Pigeon going in his slipstream. A Bird's Nest it is from Sea Pigeon second, and these 2 have gone clear of the other 3. In line for the second last, jumping it now. Bird's Nest only by a length and a half from Sea Pigeon, who's been brought to tackle the leader over on the far side, and these 2 have now gone several lengths clear of Handicap in third, the early leader Flying Diplomat in fourth. Pinero is outclassed way back last as they enter the final quarter of a mile. And now it's Sea Pigeon who's come through to take over the lead from Bird's Nest. So as they race up towards the line, it's the big 2 clear. This is the final flight, and it's Sea Pigeon looking as though he's going to win it for the 2nd year running from Bird's Nest to 1 in 76 and 77. They're on the run for home, 150 yards to go in this really glue-pot ground at Newcastle, but Bird's Nest is fighting back, and Bird's Nest is getting up as they race to the line. Bird's Nest has gone out again. It's Bird's Nest who's going to win it for the 3rd time at the line.
And it's I'm a Driver from Western Rose. Tommy Comedy from Colin Tinkler as they jump the water. I'm a Driver from Western Rose, then a long gap to Night Nurse, the ex-champion hurdler. Behind Night Nurse is the first girl rider in the race. Lorna Vincent on Gently Does It, and finally Roadhead. And it's still I'm a Driver from Western Rose, with Night Nurse making a little ground on them now as they come to the next. This is number 7. I'm a Driver from Western Rose, and Night Nurse and Alan Brown still closing on them. Coming to the 7th, I'm a Driver from Western Rose and Night Nurse. Coming down to number 8, 5 left to jump, and Western Rose going very well in behind the leader and getting very much closer to him now. I'm a Driver jumps it, doesn't jump it so well as Western Rose though. Tommy Comedy in the lead though from Colin Tinkler on Western Rose, and Night Nurse getting very much closer. The final ditch that was, oh indeed, very nearly gone on Western Rose there. He's recovered well. Night Nurse is going to challenge Western Rose for second now as they come to the next fence. I'm a Driver at the 3rd last, jumps it in the lead from Night Nurse and Western Rose. They're racing round the home turn now, and it's I'm a Driver, but being pressed by Night Nurse. Then comes Western Rose in 3rd. Roadhead is making a bit of ground in 4. Something's happened to Western Rose there, and he's lost his position altogether. They're coming to the final 2 fences now, and Night Nurse has come to take it up. Night Nurse and Alan Brown has taken up running from the quickly fading I'm a Driver. Roadhead is coming there quite fast too. Night Nurse lands in the lead from I'm a Driver, and it's Night Nurse. This looks like his rehabilitation race, but Roadhead is making good ground on him. Night Nurse coming down to the last, however, looking as though he's only got to jump it to win it.
Night Nurse clear as they come to the final fence in the Buchanan Whisky Gold Cup. Night Nurse and Alan Brown jumping in the lead from Roadhead, who jumps in second. Then Western Rose and I'm a Driver, and as they race up towards the line, it's Night Nurse who's going to win his 33rd race and boost his prize winnings to 115,000. He wins the Buchanan Whisky. Second is Roadhead, third is Western Rose, and 4 I'm a Driver.
Converging.
Control rockets?
Yes, we're slowing down now.
What's that?
There's no image on the radar scanner. An entire city in space. And still nothing on the radar scanner.
So nobody on Earth knows it's there.
Right. Drax must have a radar jamming system.
All Moonrakers prepare to initiate docking procedures and continue radio silence.
Fifth, it's Zongalero, though, in the lead from Mighty's Honor and Royal Stewart as they come to the cross fence. Zongalero, Royal Stewart, Mighty's Honor, Tipolino, Good Prospect, Fighting Fit, turning for home now, and as they do so, it's Zongalero, the runner-up in the National, in the lead from Mighty's Honor for Ireland. Royal Stewart is third, Good Prospect is 4, Tipolino still coming there strongly, then comes Master Smudge and Karen Gold and Fighting Fit. Those are virtually the only ones left in it now as they come down to the fourth last fence. Mighty's Honor fighting his way back over on the far side, Zongalero on the near side. In between the two come Royal Stewart, then comes Good Prospect, just in behind them Tipolino and Fighting Fit, still making progress towards the stand side. Coming down now to the final ditch, and Royal Stewart has hit the front now from Zongalero. Zongalero on the near side, Royal Stewart, Mighty's Honor, Fighting Fit, still making progress. Richard Linley, they're coming down to the second last fence now, and it's Zongalero with Royal Stewart, Mighty's Honor and Fighting Fit and Good Prospect very close over the second last. Zongalero from Fighting Fit, who's now moved into second. They're coming down now to the final fence, and it's Fighting Fit and Zongalero from Royal Stewart. Fighting Fit and Richard Linley on the far side. Zongalero, Stephen Smith-Eccles on the near side. There's nothing between the two. Zongalero and Fighting Fit. Zongalero on the near side, Fighting Fit on the far side as they race into the closing stages. And it's Fighting Fit just surging ahead now on the far side from Zongalero. Royal Stewart's in third. Zongalero is fighting back, but Fighting Fit is getting the upper hand. As they race to the line, Fighting Fit is going to win the Hennessy. Fighting Fit has won it from Zongalero, second, and Royal Stewart third, and Karen Gold fourth.
Second last hurdle. Galahad from Bird's Nest over towards the far left. The Celtic Ride still going very well. Connaught Ranger in the blinkers, and Conrath on the right of the inside, on the right of the picture as they come down to the second last flight now. Bird's Nest comes up to join Galahad. Celtic Ride on the far side with Conrath and Connaught Ranger. And now this long run approaching the home turn towards the last flight with Bird's Nest in the lead from Celtic Ride, who's gone second. Conrath still very much in touch on the inside. Connaught Ranger poised just in behind them as Galahad drops back to fifth, and they come down to the final flight now with quickening impressively. Celtic Ride in the sheepskin noseband towards the near side from Bird's Nest, the favourite, over on the far side, little between the two, then Conrath and Connaught Ranger as they come to the final flight in the Beulah hurdle. Celtic Ride and Bird's Nest tucked on almost together. Celtic Pride with a factual advantage on the near side from Bird's Nest over on the far side. Rathcornworth and Connaught Ranger producing a good run on the near side too. It's Bird's Nest over on the far side. Celtic Ride who's taking it up now as they race up towards the line. It's Celtic Ride being pressed by Connaught Ranger. And Bird's Nest coming back on the far side. It's anybody's race as they come to the line. Bird's Nest on the far side. Celtic Ride on the near side. Connaught Ranger on the centre. And it's McVitie from Purdo and Master Upham. Spider-Man back in fourth now as they come down to the second last. McVitie in the lead from Purdo second, Master Upham third, and Spider-Man 4, and over the second last, McVitie from Purdo second, third was Master Upham, and fourth Spider-Man who nearly went there, coming down to the last, and it's McVitie, the West Country horse, owned and trained by Pamela Neal, coming to the last, well clear of Purdo and Master Upham and Spider-Man. This is the final fence now. McVitie jumps it in the lead well. Purdo jumps it second. Master Upham jumps it third and Spider-Man 4. And racing into the closing stages, and McVitie going to win it very comfortably indeed. Striding up to the line, ears pricked, not bothered at all. And as they race up towards the line, McVitie wins it. It's going to be close for second with Spider-Man just getting up to his second ahead of Purdo third. 4 Master Upham, and then came Tino, Jeff's Choice, and finally Godfrey Secundus. And so the result of the Rip Handicap. And they're away. And Grand Canyon is the first to show. Grand Canyon as they come down to the first of the 19 fences from Strombolis, Tide Cottage going up to join them, then Carrageen Hill, then comes Gaffer just in behind them, Kaz, and they're all safely over the first and coming down to the first of the ditches now. Grand Canyon, Tide Cottage going up to join him, Strombolis and Carrageen Hill and Kaz, just in behind them Silverbuck, Jack of Trumps and Laxon very nearly went at that ditch. They're swinging right-handed now, and Tide Cottage, confirmed front runner, has gone on from Grand Canyon, and it's a fast pace, and it's Tide Cottage from Grand Canyon, then Strombolis and Carrageen Hill, then a gap to Kaz, and then Silverbuck, and behind them Gaffer and Jack of Trumps, then Border Incident and Bachelor's Hall, and behind Bachelor's Hall is Laxon as they race now towards the third fence. Tide Cottage, Grand Canyon, these two from Strombolis and Carrageen Hill, and a gap then to Kaz and Silverbuck and Gaffer and Border Incident and Jack of Trumps. Tide Cottage there in the lead from Grand Canyon, Strombolis and Carrageen Hill, then Silverbuck coming down to the second ditch now. As they jump it, Grand Canyon on the inside out jumps Tide Cottage. Carrageen Hill was third, Strombolis next, and then comes Jack of Trumps with Silverbuck and Border Incident and Kaz, and then Gaffer, and then Bachelor's Hall, and behind Bachelor's Hall is Laxon, and the leaders coming to the next. Grand Canyon from Tide Cottage. Those two from Carrageen Hill and Strombolis and Jack of Trumps and Border Incident, and then comes Silverbuck, and behind Silverbuck is Kaz, and Grand Canyon coming to the next to jump it in the lead from Tide Cottage. Then Carrageen Hill and Strombolis and Silverbuck on the inside of Jack of Trumps, and then Border Instant. Behind Border Instant is Kaz, then Gaffer and Bachelor's Hall and Laxon. And they've got a long run now to the next fence, which will be the first in the straight on the first circuit, and it's Grand Canyon in the lead from Tide Cottage in second. Carrageen Hill and Strombolis comes next, and then Silverbuck. Behind Silverbuck is Jack of Trumps, and then Border Instant. Behind Border Instant is Kaz, and then Gaffer, and then Bachelor's Hall and Laxon. So coming to this first fence in the straight now on the first circuit. Towards the left of the picture is Grand Canyon. Towards the right is Tide Cottage. They land almost together. Then comes Strombolis and Silverbuck and Carrageen Hill. And then Jack of Trumps, Border Incident and Kaz. Grand Canyon there in the lead from Tide Cottage and Silverbuck. And then Strombolis and Jack of Trumps and Carrageen Hill and Border Incident and Kaz and Gaffer and Bachelor's Hall and Laxon. Coming down to the last fence in the straight on the first circuit. Grand Canyon lands in the lead from Tide Cottage, Silverbuck, Strombolis. Then comes Jack of Trumps and Border Incident and Carrageen Hill and Kaz and Gaffer and Laxon. And finally Bachelor's Hall, as they pass the winning post on the first circuit, come to fence number 10, the water. Grand Canyon leads from Tide Cottage and Silverbuck and Strombolis, and then Jack of Trumps. Behind Jack of Trumps is Border Incident, then comes Kaz. Behind Kaz, Carrageen Hill and Gaffer and Laxon. And finally Bachelor's Hall. Coming to the water now, number 10 of the 19 fences in all in the King George VI chase, and it's Grand Canyon and Tide Cottage from Silverbuck, who jumps it third. Strombolis on the outside, Jack of Trumps, and then Border Instant, then comes Kaz and Carrageen Hill, and then Gaffer. Behind Gaffer, Bachelor's Hall and Laxon as they come down to the next. Grand Canyon and Tide Cottage from very close to them, Silverbuck, then Jack of Trumps very close to Border Instant in behind them, and Strombolis on the outside, and they're coming to another ditch now. And as they they jump it. Grand Canyon, Tide Cottage, Silverbuck on the inside. And then comes Jack of Trumps. Just jumping it is Laxon, who's unshipped his rider there, and Laxon has gone. The horse is all right. I haven't seen the rider rise yet, but as they swing right-handed, it's Grand Canyon in the lead. From Tide Cottage in second. In third is Silverbuck. 4 is Jack of Trumps, breathing down their necks. Then comes Strombolis and Border Incident. Behind Border Incident is Cares. They're virtually the only ones left in it. Alan Walters up on his feet all right, unhurt after that fall from Laxon, and it's Grand Canyon from Tide Cottage and Silverbuck third. Jack of Trumps is 4 and 5 comes Strombolis, 6 and 7 a Border Incident and Cares. These are the only ones virtually to be considered now as they come down to the next fence. And as they do so, Grand Canyon from Tide Cottage, Silverbuck and Jack of Trumps getting closer. Then just in behind them come Kaz, Border Incident and Strombolis. It's still Grand Canyon, the New Zealander, in the lead from Tide Cottage for Ireland. Then comes Silverbuck for the North. Then comes Jack of Trumps for Ireland, who didn't jump it too well in fourth. Behind him comes Border Incident, making a bit of progress now. Behind Border Incident is Kaz and then Strombolis. They're coming down to the next. And as they do so, it's Grand Canyon with Silverbuck slipping through. Tommy Comedy on the inside to jump into the lead. Grand Canyon a faller at that one. Grand Canyon has gone and left Silverbuck in the lead from in second place Tide Cottage. Then comes Jack of Trumps still improving. Behind Jack of Trumps is Border Incident, and it's Silverbuck now from Jack of Trumps. Tommy Comedy from John Joe O'Neill. In third place is Tide Cottage, and 4 closing on him is Border Incident as they race towards the home turn now in the King George VI chase. There are 3 fences left to jump, and it's Silverbuck in the lead from Jack of Trumps second, and Border Incident still closing in third. Back in fourth is Tide Cottage. These are virtually the only ones left in it. Kaz is a long way behind, and so Strombolis. They're coming down to the third last fence now, and it's Silverbuck from Jack of Trumps. Jack of Trumps with his white face on the stand side, Silverbuck on the left. There's nothing between the two. Jack of Trumps jumped a little bit left there. Border Incident's moved into third. Tide Cottage is back in fourth. This is the second last fence now, and it's Silverbuck from Jack of Trumps. Silverbuck lands in the lead from Jack of Trumps. Border Incident is third. They're coming down now to the final fence, and it's Silverbuck for the North. Tommy Comedy trying to maintain his 100% record. He won it last year on Gay Spartan, being pressed by Jack of Trumps for Ireland on the near side. Silverbuck lands in the lead from Jack of Trumps. Jack of Trumps hits the fence very hard, and it's Silverbuck on the far side, Jack of Trumps on the near side. Border Incident has jumped it in third place. Silverbuck is holding Jack of Trumps, and he's going to win it at the line. Silverbuck has won it. Jack of Trumps is second. Border Incident is going to be third. Tide Cottage is 4.